You ever been there? You're at the online checkout, you're about to buy something you really want, and then you see it, that little button that says, Buy now, pay later. It almost feels like free money, right? A little magic button for your wallet. But is it really that simple? We're going to peel back the curtain on this whole thing and show you what's really going on behind that tempting offer.
Ah, yes, just for simple payments. It's like the siren song of online shopping. That friendly little phrase pops up right when you're on the edge, and it just whispers, "Go on, you deserve it." And just like that, a super expensive gadget or those shoes you've been eyeing, they suddenly feel totally affordable. It's an absolute masterclass in making a big financial decision feel like no big deal at all.
Okay, but here's the thing we have to ask. What if that simplicity is just a smokescreen? What if the whole point, the very ease of it, is actually a trap designed to get our brains to just click buy before we've even had a second to really think it through? Well, that's exactly the question we're going to dive into.
And that brings us right to the heart of the matter, what I like to call the illusion of convenience. That smooth, frictionless feeling when you spend, that is not some happy accident, my friends. No, it's a very carefully designed experience, all built to make a real financial commitment feel as easy and thoughtless as just one single click.
So this is where we really have to shift our thinking. Buy now, pay later services, they aren't just another way to pay, like a credit card. You got to see them for what they are, a powerful form of psychological engineering, built from the ground up to tap into our most basic human instincts and, well, get us to spend more. So, how does this whole thing actually work? How do they do it? Well, it all comes down to this really powerful mental shortcut that every single one of us has. You can think of it like a little glitch in our brain's operating system. And that glitch has a name. It's called present bias. It's that little voice inside your head that just screams, I want it and I want it now. It's the reason we'll almost always choose a small reward today over a much bigger one in the future. You know the feeling, right? It's that whole, I'll start my diet on Monday effect. We are literally hardwired to care more about this exact moment than we are about the future, even when it's not good for us. And here's exactly how present bias gets you. You see a $200 pair of sneakers. Now, logically, your brain knows, hey, that's a decent amount of money. But with buy now, pay later, your brain doesn't see a $200 problem, it just sees a tiny $50 problem. The other payments? That feels like a problem for future you. And honestly, who's that? You don't have to worry about that person right now.
You know, this quote just hits the nail on the head. When you click that buy now, pay later button, you're not really just buying a thing. What you're actually purchasing is a little piece of stress that you're handing off to your future self to deal with. It's a trade. You get a moment of happiness right now in exchange for that nagging, low-level financial anxiety later on.
So, look, if any of this is sounding a little too familiar, don't sweat it. You're not alone. The good news is there's absolutely a way to break free from this cycle. And it's not about having some kind of superhuman willpower. It's just about having a smart plan. So let's walk through a simple 5-step escape plan to get you back in the driver's seat.
Okay, step 1. You got to take a real, honest look at what you owe. Make a list of every single buy now, pay later debt. I know, it might be a little scary to see it all in one place, but you can't defeat an enemy you can't see. Next, you need a strategy. The debt snowball is awesome for this. You just focus on paying off the smallest debt first. When you knock it out, you'll get this amazing psychological win, and that momentum carries you to the next one. But honestly, the real game changer is step 3, the pause rule. For anything you don't absolutely need, force yourself to wait 24 hours before you buy it. That little bit of time is usually all it takes to break that spell of I need it now and let your rational brain catch up. And finally, put your payments on autopilot to avoid those killer late fees and track your progress. Watching those numbers go down is, trust me, an incredible feeling.
When you boil it all down, it really just comes down to a choice. Every single time you're at that digital checkout, you're standing at a crossroads. And you're not just choosing how you're going to pay, you're choosing what kind of financial life you actually want to live. The whole point here is to go from being a passive consumer to being an active, conscious decision maker in your own life. It's about grabbing the steering wheel and taking back your power of choice. It's about deciding to move from a life filled with financial stress to one that's full of financial freedom. So, I'll just leave you with this final thought. These buy now, pay later services, they are not going anywhere. But now you know how the game is played. So the next time you're tempted by that 4 easy payments offer, just take a breath, pause for a second, and ask yourself this one simple question. Is this convenience today really worth my peace of mind tomorrow? The choice, as always, is all yours.